got a grand lock. Okay, here at Peter Synthetics, we've got you guys set up for another great one with this 2006 Chevy Silverado 1500. It's got about 140,000 miles. So far, we put in the power steering, the brake fluid, the coolant, and now we're about to do the rear end. That's right, we're doing the rear end. And we're going to have a lot of fun doing that. So this is what you need so far. You're going to need an impact wrench to get things done quickly. You're going to need a torque wrench, which we have. We have a torque wrench. Amsoil brake cleaner. This stuff's really good. Now you guys should order a case for your shop if you guys don't have this. It really removes the grease and oil, just like the other generic stuff that you buy at the great box stores. It dries quickly. It's chlorinated, formulated. Now something with this thing, it works just as good, if not better, than those other brake cleaners, and you don't have that overwhelming smell of whatever that smell is when you use normal brake cleaner. So this stuff really works well, so we like that. Order a case. I mean, it'd be worth it. All right, this is what we're putting in the rear end. Now this is Amsoil Severe Gear Synthetic Gear Lube. It is 75-90 weight. That's what this truck calls for, what the OEM calls for. And this provides the ultimate protection against wear. Excels in extreme temperatures, helps maintain efficiency, and outperforms conventional gear oils. Excellent for all cars and trucks, but especially well suited for towing, hauling, racing, commercial use, or other severe duty. All right, so the Easy Pack makes it where we can just use this like a tube of toothpaste. Okay, another buddy of mine gave me that one. You can just kind of hold this, and one thing you can do is this actually holds up to about 1,000 pounds. So anything that is up to 1,000 pounds, you can actually roll over it. You just take this thing, unscrew it, peel the seal off, and we clip the tip. Okay. If you have a bunch of these to use, you can just use one tip after you're done using the others, and dispose of it. You can just use one tip. That's kind of the. Now another thing I can tell you really quick. Our founder at Amsoil, his name is Al Amatuzio. In 1968, he started to formulate a gear lube, a synthetic lube, for the racing industry, and he got with Bobby Unser, and Bobby Unser is a big racing champion. He's that Unser family is like a dynasty, and he won a whole bunch of races, but he started having a problem with his rear end, and it started like every other race, or every race his rear end would break. He got a hold of Al, and I'll put a link to a video, or we may post a link to the video where Bobby Unser is talking about this particular thing. And what he did was we put this in there. This is basically the same formula, because they've worked on the formula. They've only got it better. And since then, Bobby Unser, when he put the synthetic gear lube in there, he actually started to not have to rebuild his rear end, because every race he would have to rebuild his rear end. Put this in there, every single race, no problems. They tore it down a few times checking it out. They went into the rest of the season and into the next season before they decided to go ahead and overhaul the rear end. So this stuff really packs a punch. 100% synthetic gear lube. Greatest stuff in the world. All right, so we got that. We've got our rear end gasket, which we've got to use. Got our jacks and our jack stands, and got a flashlight and impacts. And we got our air compressor ready to go, so here we go. Okay, here we are with Peter Synthetics. And we're here at the rear end. This is the back of the rear end right here. This is the rear of the rear end from where we are. I guess this is forward of the rear end. Right here is where the drive shaft comes together. And we've got some of this crap right here. And we're using Amsoil brake cleaner. We're using the rest of this bottle because we use it quite a bit and we're about out of it. So now we've got to get some rags and put it underneath so that we don't get we have to do that. Okay. Get all that crap off of there. So get it off of there. And you always unlock or open up the fill hole, because this is the fill hole on my 2006 Chevrolet Silverado. And the reason why we do this is if we drain the differential, we won't be able to, if this is seized, we won't be able to fill the rear end. Then we've got a real problem. And we'll have to find a way to solve it. Wow. That came back on me. You got to be careful with this stuff. Shoots out real far. It's made to work. All right, here we go. There may be some drippage. That seeps out because this expands. Now, for the record, I just did this before I became an Amsoil dealer. We just emptied and redid this, put a new gasket on, and I put Lucas in here. And so we're going to see a real-time what's in here after Lucas rear end fluid. It's been in here, so that, okay. It doesn't look like there's a magnet there. Looks like there's a little bit of metallic sludge there on the end of that. We'll get that cleaned up and squared away. All right, here we go. We're going to switch the camera angle. We're going to get around here to the rear of the differential. All right, so here we are at the rear of the differential, and I'm going to use some brake cleaner. And we're just going to kind of try to work off some of this dirt. Again, I'm not a mechanic. Not a mechanic. Trying to be, so if anybody has any tips, let me know. We got to get up here too, because you don't want any of this dirt to get into the differential, you know, that you might not be able to get when we do the spray out, because I'm going to spray it out and clean it out really well. Go, and as Eben would say, there she blows. This is all Lucas that we just put in there. I think we put this in there less than 10,000 miles ago. Yep, so 10,000 miles ago we put this in less than, I think it was less than 5 actually. We took a trip to Indiana, went to Florida a few times, drove around. I'm gonna let this thing drain a little bit before I crack it loose. Oh yeah, you can tell because we just, this gasket's not even used. There's no clips on this thing, is there? Alright, as you can see, here we go. Got her cracked loose. There's a little bit. That Lucas was doing fine, I think. We'll see if there's any more. We're going to use some of this Amsoil brake cleaner. I think we're going to try to use the rest of this. Get some of this sludge and the crap out. Oh, we used it all. Use this. Get this all nice and clean in there. Get all the sludge. Look at that. Wow. Maybe you guys could see a little better with this. now it's time to go ahead and add this gear lube right here. The star of the show. That's right, Amsoil Severe Gear 7590, 100% synthetic gear. This is one of our easy packs. Less mess, less waste. You get the whole thing. You put all the money in here. Let me snip the tip right there. That's all there is to it. We're ready to roll. Getting ready to go ahead and stick this in there. And we've got this all ready and snipped, and we're going to go ahead and stick this in there. So all we got to do is hold it right there. Hold a nice tight squeeze. Nice tight deal there. I use kind of a weirder technique. It's because some of it's leaking out a little on the bottom. We sprayed it with brake cleaner just a second ago. But to make sure our mating surface was good between here. You get it? Mating. Yep. Now we need to fold this bad boy. Calls for 2 quarts of the good stuff. So in we go. I found out if I squeeze it too hard, it starts to seep out. So we just gotta go slow and slow, take our time, get all the money in there. Alright, that's the end of that quart.
Action.
Alright, so now this is quart number 3 going in, but I don't think we're going to use this whole thing. I think it's going to start overflowing here in just a second. So, in we go. And we got her stuck in her. And now we're going to squeeze. We have to keep going until we see it overflow. Let's see if it's overflowing. Give it a chance to over. There we go. I think it's overflowed now. Yeah. Yep. That's it. So now the beauty of this though is that you can actually grab these, and there's a tip on these. And once you use it and you don't use the whole thing, you can just pop it on there. That's it. It's on there. All right. See if we can go ahead and let's go ahead and lock it. That's it. 18 foot-pounds. Differential gasket put on there. Got everything torqued to 30 foot-pounds. We've applied both of the quarts and just a little bit of hair of the 3rd quart until it starts to leak out of the hole, and that's what we did. So we've done our job, and we feel like that we've done a pretty good job, I think. And I think that you guys may have got some entertainment out of it watching me fumble around. Now I do want to show you guys something with this fluid here. Now, one of the things I want you to show you is this is fluid that was this was Lucas, or this was a leading manufacturer of rear end gear lube, and I mean, it's still got a little brown to it. There's some granules in here I found. Just very little. There wasn't a lot because this was a change that we had done, and we got a lot of the break-in metal taken care of. But if you can see, this stuff is already burned. I can smell it. It smells very burned. It's very, it stinks a lot. like it's like burned already, but I know it's not burned because it's in the rear end, so I don't think it necessarily burns. In fact, I know it doesn't burn in there. It just gets moved around by the differential. But this stuff is already used up, and it's only been like 5,000, maybe 6,000 miles. And so now we've got the Amsoil in there. So I'll be honest with you, I really can't feel anything right now. I want to say that
it's quieter.
That it's a tad quieter. And we're just going to take it for a lap. You know, it feels like it rolls a little easier, but that might be a little bit of a placebo. That I want it to be better. It seems like it is a little quieter though, and I mean I know it's better because it's Amsoil. You know, it's the oil that saved Bobby Unser's career, basically the rear end. That whole rear end story, which we'll put a link in the description for you. You know, I feel like it is just if it's not a noticeable difference, like a majorly noticeable difference, there is a small difference. And maybe as it kind of works in, it'll improve. Please like, I feel like when I get the whole, we really appreciate it. And you can click the little bell on the right, and you can go to all. And anytime we post a video, you guys can be notified about it. So I really appreciate everybody's support. And just like every episode of Peter Synthetics, we go.